So price sensitivity. In order for us to determine price sensitivity, we are looking at what are price drivers and how do you define them. So this scenario, think about me as a customer. I'm walking into a supermarket and I want to buy this nice looking, good looking bottle of beer from Heineken. And then you can say, okay, let me see what is now actually the part that decides my willingness to pay for this bottle. So we will do a brainstorming, and this could be for any product, but just to bring you along in how this works, we do an example and we start with a bottle of beer, in this case, Heineken. So let's go to the first one, brand value. So if I'm in the supermarket, do I want to buy Heineken? Am I willing to pay more for Heineken instead of Warsteiner or Hertog Jan or another beer? So brand value gives a perception on my willingness to pay, drives the price for a beer. Another one, for example, is the competitors that are offering it. So you can think of if I am at the beer part of the supermarket, right? There are all these different kinds of beers sorted out, and I need to determine how many competitors are there. Is there just can I only get Heineken, or are there more that I can get? So the competitive field also has a clear definition, has a clear impact on my willingness to pay for that specific beer. Another one, of course, is quality. So Heineken, some will discuss this, but it's a premium pilsner. So people will say, okay, there is a certain premium to it compared, for example, to Schultenbrouw or another beer. People are willing to pay for quality. So the quality of your product definitely also has an impact on the willingness to pay and the driver for price for a specific product. Life cycle stage. Okay, so this is an interesting one as well, specifically if you're more in the retail sector, for example, or in fashion. This is a thing as well. If you're looking into Heineken, just the beer itself, there is a product life cycle, of course, for all the products. And the bottle of Heineken is already in a very mature stage, right? So they've already have the market share. There are a lot of competitors working for the same product. But now, if you go into a new product, if you launch a new product, it's very much at the beginning. So there are not many competitors. It's the beginning. It's new. People are maybe willing to pay more or less depending on the product you're offering. So definitely, this is one of the drivers of your price. Another thing is the price level. So how expensive is a product, right? Are we talking about cents, euros, tens of euros, hundreds of euros, thousands of euros? So depending in which price level my product is, it determines a bit about the sensitivity. Another thing is frequency of buying. So if let's say I'm a daily user of this beer and every single day I'm going to the supermarket, that means I'm buying it fairly often, right? So then I have a better understanding on what does this product actually costs on a day-to-day basis, instead of that I would buy it when there's just a birthday or my family-in-law is coming in. So the frequency of buying also helps in determining what is the willingness to pay, what's the price sensitivity with regards to this specific product. So the location, of course. So where do you offer your product? So think about, is it in a web shop? Is it in the store? So for example, if you look at this specific bottle of beer, am I buying it in the supermarket? Am I buying it at a bar? Am I buying it at a festival? Maybe at a concert? It all determines, of course, how much you can play around with the price. And also, of course, are there any other alternatives? Are there at some place products that you feel like, okay, can I swap them around? Is there something that's pretty similar to it? Maybe I want to go to it for 0.0 or, all these kind of things. Then we also, of course, have the packaging. Maybe you still remember it, but Heineken used to be, of course, a brown bottle. Later on, it became green. But also for packaging, we also think about, there are great examples for it, but you can buy a single bottle. You can buy the bottle per 4, per 6, or per crate. It all depends based upon what my needs are, but also, what's my willingness to pay with regards to this. So the price sensitivity differentiates, changes over time, depending on what the packaging is I'm looking for. So the exercise, what we now just basically did together, this is something we would do with your full team to see for your products, what are the main drivers.